I'm concerned that my cat is getting better health care than me. Sweet love, na 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 na. It's fucking Anita Baker.
Yeah, and your mother-in-law, Rachel, has a cow, a big portrait of a cow in her kitchen. So
yeah,
that's not a nice way to talk about Rachel's graduation photos.
Got her.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi JD, thanks so much for coming. Is that Bruce Lee DJing on your shirt?
Yes, it is.
Oh, was he a DJ or is this a Photoshop?
It's a Photoshop.
Interesting. So now that he's passed, we can just make Bruce Lee do anything? Co-opt his Zen image to make him DJ or I don't know. Be involved in frisbee golf.
Yeah.
You know, anything we want.
Anything we want.
Okay, that's crazy, but you can do whatever you want because it's your birthday today. Well, it won't be when you hear this show, but when we record it, by God, was it his birthday.
It sure was.
And he'll be even more thrilled to hear you wish him a happy birthday on 2 days than he was today.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This T-shirt is my sort of how do you do, fellow kids? You know, trying to keep it young, keep it youthful. It's not
I don't
working.
understand. The man is older than you. What are you talking about?
He's hip. He's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, and who's that talking?
Who's
Well,
talking?
producing the show.
Hi.
She just turned the dial to 3 o'clock, whatever that fucking means. It's Rachel Doyle.
I did my best. Hello.
What if you turn a knob and there's a dial on it?
Yeah.
You know, if I say turn it to 3 o'clock, what does that mean? It means turn so that the thing is at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah. And you know it's rich for you to criticize since you still don't know your left from your right. So
Well,
I'm saying.
Okay,
I know the
here we
face of a
go.
clock.
Happy birthday.
Here we go.
Okay. Here we go. Happy birthday.
I do want to know, JD, did you do this on purpose? Because we got on the Zoom. I said, happy birthday. Rachel said, oh, I hear you. JD doesn't have his headphones in yet. So I said, okay, well, I'll sing him happy birthday. Because he was sitting down. He was fumbling with his earbuds. I was like, I'll sing it. And then by the time I'm done singing it, he'll jump in somewhere here.
Right.
And then I saw that his headphones weren't in. So I started singing it real slow Marilyn Monroe style, which makes everyone, including me, uncomfortable.
Yes, but
Praying that the record was not already started. And I get to the end of it. JD has his headphones in. And I'm like, did you hear any of that? And then I just hear him go, Rachel, I can't hear anything.
That wasn't my fault. I didn't. That's him.
yeah, I left it. That was me.
Okay.
But it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose.
Okay.
We were recording, so perhaps that'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, you missed out. It was sexy.
Did anything good or not good happen to you this week? Did you celebrate your birthday yet? Are you going to be celebrating your birthday? With you, it's always a question.
Yeah, I'm not celebrating per se, but I think we might go out for dinner tonight. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we're feeling. It's a long day here. I don't have any plans. I certainly haven't received any gifts.
Yeah, but do you want to receive any gifts?
I don't know.
No, you don't, because then you got to buy those people gifts, and that's worse than getting a gift, no matter how good the gift is.
I have to buy my children gifts anyways, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, you have kids. Yeah, they should have got you
A
something.
fucking tie or something. I don't know. Old
Yeah,
Spice.
just a shitty gift.
Yeah, it's the thought, you know.
He'll always take socks.
I
His
love
favorite
socks.
gift is socks.
Damn, I love socks.
Let me ask you, because this is always a thing when you're a kid and you sort of start to realize, like, hey, every gift I've bought for my parents, like, you know, when you're young,
Yeah.
is with their money.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
So, would you still rather receive it, knowing that you yourself bought it for you?
Yeah, I would actually. Because
Okay.
usually it's something I wouldn't buy myself. Even
Like
though
Old Spice or a tie.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember going shopping for my mother for Christmas, and I was so excited because my dad gave me money to buy her something. and it was all cow-themed kitchen stuff. And I thought it was amazing. She was furious that I would spend her money on something so not
Why
what she
cow
wanted.
themed?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, that's cool.
Oh, I thought she was like, I love cow because my aunt Felice, shout out, she listens to the show sometimes.
Oh.
She also loves cow printed items in her kitchen, and her kitchen is full of them.
Yeah, and your mother-in-law, Rachel, has a cow, a big portrait of a cow in her kitchen. So
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
my mother can't fake it when she's
That's not a
dissatisfied
nice
with
way
the
to talk
gift.
about Rachel's graduation photos.
Got her.
Nailed
Wow,
it.
that was good. That was good.
Sorry.
That's a real
sorry.
big.
I
It's a real big one.
apologize.
No, I liked it. I kind of liked it. Your mother would have appreciated that burn as well,
Yeah.
Jason.
Probably. Shout out
Okay,
to
so
Mom.
she didn't appreciate the cow print things. Did anything good or not good happen to you this week? I interrupted myself asking the question.
Well, speaking of age and birthday, I was playing pickleball last night, and we went at night for once because I've had to change my schedule because I don't know if you've heard, but the NBA season is back. And it is
We're all
really
excited.
It's really messed with my pickleball schedule. Haven't played in weeks. Anyway, we went to this place last night. It was nighttime. Well, that's where all the young people are playing. So I went from being almost the youngest person on the court in general to by far the oldest person on the court last night. And, we're talking like, I don't know, there were 60 people there, and I was easily the grandpa of the bunch. It was very depressing.
How did that make you feel?
Old. It made me feel very, very old. But
And why are there the young people playing at night? Because the old people can't see the ball?
no, because young people work.
I mean, come on. You have to at least think that is a possible reason why
Yeah.
there's no older people playing at night.
No, it's possible. It is possible.
Early bird dinner is like
Yeah,
around
I think
4.
it's past their bedtime,
Just kidding.
A, and B, they're retired, and so, they don't want to deal with it because I got my ass handed to me on several occasions
I have
last
fun.
night.
Yeah, that's tough. But
Rachel
I
did
honestly thought that me and Skeets and Trey and Tass prepared you for a lifetime of feeling old because you've always
Right.
been older than us. And
That's
I thought that we were hardening your rough exterior so that you wouldn't be upset by this as the years ticked up. But now it seems like we didn't do our job properly.
Yeah, I mean, you did a pretty good job of making me feel old.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm going through it now. I was, Jill's younger than me. She's 8 years younger than me, and 9 sometimes,
Wait,
depending
9?
on the time of year. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, got to go pick her up from college. She's
Is this legal? Is this a legal relationship?
no, it's legal. It's legal. But some of her friends, I can't control the age of her friends, and some of them are a couple years younger. So
Yeah.
I'm going in a decade younger than a lot of these people. They're talking about Rick and Morty like it's The Simpsons, JD. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Quoting things, I don't know what they are.
yeah.
And I don't want to know.
You're a Rick and Morty guy, aren't you?
No.
Oh,
Too much for you?
No, I'm not. It doesn't offend my delicate sensibilities. I just never got into it. And
he
it's
doesn't
too late
like
for me.
cartoons.
I don't like cartoons. No, I always said, even though no one forced me to make this choice, I said I have room in my life for one cartoon. And around the time that came out, and I chose BoJack Horseman, and I've never looked back.
Okay.
And BoJack Horseman is over now, so I don't have to keep watching it.
Right.
You see it?
Oh.
Rick and Morty, that might be on forever. They just replaced the criminal dude, or I don't know, was it criminal? Anyways, whatever. They replaced his voice.
He is a creep.
So now it can go on
but
forever.
There's no criminal charges. He
No
was
criminal
he was
charges.
acquitted across the board. But he's doesn't change the fact that he's a creep.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're really in on this news
I like to keep my finger on the pulse.
of Atlanta, Atlanta Productions.
Yeah, I mean technically it's L.A. most of it, I believe.
So there are two getting olders, though, right? To go back to your tale of woe.
Yes.
There's, I feel older in relation to these group of people. So that could even happen if you're 30 and you're hanging out with 20-year-olds.
Yes, of course.
Right? But then there's also, I'm old in a vacuum, in an abstract way.
Right.
Do you feel like you're at the second one yet?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel closer to death, that's for sure.
Okay.
Like, I can't see anything anymore,
I knew it.
And everything hurts.
Yeah.
And my body is completely disintegrating and collapsing upon itself.
Yeah.
So, death around the corner.
Oh my God.
For all of us, though. That's the good news. The good news is,
For all of us.
everyone listening to this and all of the people that they know and love are also going to face this.
And that's what I said to every one of those young Turks on the pickleball court last night. They beat me, 11-love, however you score over there. And I shook their hands and I said, I see the Reaper approaching over your shoulder. You don't have much time. Please live life. Live life to the fullest.
Enjoy
Speaking
that
of living life, I'm concerned that my cat is getting better health care than me. And I'm not joking. So the cat had some issues.
Okay.
A couple issues, actually.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's terrible around here. Now the dog's got issues again. So she has got 3 pets. Mm-hmm. They're all 13 years old and counting. They're I want to hold one up to the camera and you can tell me if you see the Grim Reaper over its shoulder, because I do.
Well, if you held up an animal right now out of the menagerie,
Yeah.
I would see the Grim Reaper behind them, because that would be you. Because you're the one that holds their life in your hands.
Interesting.
Because it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time when most pets get euthanized, right? I mean, that's fair to say. Very few pets die of natural causes, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I don't know. This is all new to me. Is that true? You have the statistics, Dr. Fauci?
I don't. Anecdotally, I mean, this is very dark. We've gone down a very dark hole here.
No, I'd like to know, because I honestly I have questions.
I think that you will eventually euthanize your pets most of the time, because their quality of life becomes unbearable for them and for you to watch them.
No, I'm a sanctity of life guy, JD. Okay.
Okay.
I want a breathing tube in this Australian shepherd's mouth, okay?
Okay. And you will clean the bedpan, I guess, or whatever, the diaper that they would be wearing, and,
Remember all the anal enemas we had to give to Lennox in the end before it was time?
Yeah. We had a dog who was having
it's so weird, because I'm in between you, and it felt like you were asking me that question, and I was like, no, I don't remember the enemas, and I don't know where this is going.
It wasn't an enema, but this is where it comes.
Not an enema.
This is where
suppository.
Yeah, it's a suppository. This is what happened to us. Our dog loved him, Lennox. Mm-hmm. He was having a seizure every 4 hours, and whenever he had a seizure, it was like, you got to take this suppository and shove it up his ass. It's full of Valium, and that'll stop the seizure probably. But sometimes it wouldn't work, and sometimes we didn't get it in time, because it's a seizure. It would happen like.
I was 8 months pregnant doing this as well. It was a real fucking joy.
Yeah. And so, eventually you sort of go, this poor dog, like, his quality of life is garbage. So, and he has to suffer the indignity of us shoving a thing in his ass every time he has, like, the worst possible, medical emergency. Every 4 hours it happened. You could almost set your watch by it.
Very Travolta, Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
Exactly right.
Honestly, I think this is a good note for Quentin. Like, I'm sure that it would be very dramatic and funny and horrifying if John Travolta had to put an enema in Uma Thurman in that scene when she was ODing.
Yeah. The only difference is you know exactly where to put it when it's the ass, right? Because there was the consternation.
That's an advantage, I would say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because there was the consternation of, like, where exactly is the heart? And they had to draw the little, spoiler alert, little marker where he thought he should be injecting the adrenaline needle.
Adrenaline,
shot.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. good luck with your 13-year-old pets. You've got some sadness ahead of you, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it's already sad.
not
It's
dark
sad
at all.
already.
So they're getting good health.
Okay, well, so
benefits,
we
is
go
what you
to the vet, and again, this is my second time I've ever been to the vet, so it's all new to me.
say. Wow.
And I don't even think this is a good vet. It's in a Petco. That's probably the lowest
Not a
form
good
of vet.
Definitely
Right?
not a good. Yeah, it's the supercuts of vet. Can you get the dog bathed for $6 while you're there? Or?
I don't think I think the bathing is in a separate region. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you go park your car, the place to pay and the place to get a car wash. Not the same thing.
They bathe
And
the
then
dog in the car wash.
Well, honestly, that could be cheaper. I guess it is. Is it like having a pharmacy in a Target? Like the CVS is in a Target near me,
Yeah.
but they don't do surgery in the CVS. CVS.
Well, kind of, because you can get your COVID shots and stuff. That feels very intimate to me, like in a CVS. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's
but they don't draw
practically
blood.
surgery. No,
They wouldn't
you're
do a
right.
blood test on you at a CVS.
You're right.
Do they
yeah.
have-
So this is what they did for the cat. They saw the cat, gave the cat a blood test,
Okay.
read the results of the blood test, prescribed medicine, and gave me the medicine. I never left the room. 30 minutes.
Really?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
$55,000. No, just kidding. I mean, it was like expensive. It was like
Yeah.
$348 or something
Oh.
like that. But I can't get that kind of healthcare for $348 in this country.
Results of a blood test in 30 minutes while you wait? I don't think.
300.
And then read it like all in the same appointment. They
Yeah.
would have drawn that out. They would have charged me for the first appointment, charged me to go to the blood place, then charged me to come back and read the results. Then I would have had to go to a pharmacy to get the prescription. This is a one-stop shop.
Okay. Shout out to Petco.
What's wrong with your pussycat?
Well, she has asthma. She's allergic to me, I guess.
Yeah, you.
We both give each other asthma. But the more they have to do the blood test to see if they get prednisone. By the way, then I don't like it when they start saying the medication they're giving the cat, and then I'm like, I've taken that medicine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except it's probably much cheaper for the cat.
So what is it? A little cat inhaler that?
Well, the cat does have an inhaler, but it is prednisone is the thing she's taking. But the pressing thing why we had to take her was, I don't even want to talk about it because I found it really gross. But I saw her belly one day, and it had like an abscess on it, you know. And I had to take a picture of it. And this is embarrassing, but I will tell you. I love when people are like, this is embarrassing health thing that happened, but I just want to say it in case this is happening to you. You know, this is a safe space. Go check it out. But I did take a picture and ask Jill if that was her vagina.
Excuse me.
You made
Because
Rachel choke.
It was low enough that I was like, I don't want to then go like, oh my God, look at this thing on her stomach. And she was constantly licking it, like, which I reasoned was
That's a clue.
If you could, you would, right?
no, but then I didn't want to be embarrassed by being like, look at this abscess she has, and then Jill
Right.
being like,
Actually,
that's her vagina?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a vagina, Matt? Oh my God.
Men don't know anything.
So was it her vagina?
No, she was like, it was the exact reverse happened. She was like, are you a fucking idiot? You think that's where the cat's vagina is? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is new to me.
Yeah.
Whew.
So it wasn't the cat's
anatomy
vagina.
is hard in general, and you know.
Yeah.
Vagina's very complicated across the board, so
Yeah.
I understand your questions.
No, that's why we have you here, Rachel, to talk about cats' vaginas. Talk about all cats' vaginas.
Right?
Vaginal
Okay.
perspective, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, do you have a perspective on this?
I mean, vaginas are way more complicated than that thing you guys are carrying around, so I sympathize
Oh,
with your
really?
question.
How
Can you
dare
tie a vagina around your wrist and pretend to tell the time on it? I don't think so. What's more complicated than a watch, Rachel? You ever opened up a Rolex? Those gears, the shifts, the pulleys?
Put it at 3 o'clock, he says. Put it at 3
That's
o'clock.
That's right. You gotta have a guy with one of those jeweler's loops and like hands that are like Edward Scissorhands, but they just have tiny screwdrivers on them.
Wow.
That's way more complicated than a vagina. That's all I'll
Yeah.
say about
You've
that.
really opened my eyes to this.
Thank you. Anyway, the cat's got an ointment. I'm not putting the ointment on Jill's.
His second vagina. Sorry, her second vagina.
Her second vagina. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the weird thing is it's a male cat. So I was like, oh, no.
Well, now I'm with Jill on her reaction if it's a male.
Yeah.
But,
anyway,
anyway, Jill's in for a wild ride coming. I don't feel good about it, but
about the pets, you mean?
Yeah, it's sad. It's,
no, so the dog. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that when you lose a pet, it guts you. It guts you in a way that is.
Yeah, I mean, I barely know these guys, and I'm living and dying with every breath over here.
You steal yourself. Steal yourself now.
Don't get too attached.
I honestly, to me, the sadness is not for me. Like, oh, I feel this absence in my life. Granted, they haven't been part of my life as long as they've been part of hers, and I don't have quite the same connection, even though one of the cats does like me more than her. But that's not for me to say. The dog had a seizure. We didn't put anything up its butt, but the dog had a seizure a couple weeks ago, and they were like, actually, dogs can recover from strokes, better than humans. And then he did seem to be getting better. And then really as of yesterday, he's like all fucked up again. And like, you just look at his eyes and it's like nothing there behind them kind of thing. He's already deaf. And I'm just like, the sadness I feel is for him, like not understanding or knowing and us not being able to communicate with him in every way. And he's confused. And every time I touch him, he's like, rah, like jumps and like, he doesn't eat anymore. Anyways, it's sad. It's sad.
This is happening fast then.
Who's talking, please?
Yeah. Well, we're taking him back in. Not to the Vetco, I think, to a more bespoke.
Say Vetco? Is that what they call it? I guess.
Yeah, it's just called Vetco.
That's cool.
And I'm sure PetSmart has one called VetSmart.
Yeah. Smart.
Oh.
All right, let's move on to something interesting. So, I get
as
a lot
if
of
that
emails.
wasn't interesting. That was pretty interesting.
Death is interesting, Matt.
It's interesting. Oh, sorry that the matters of life and death aren't interesting to you. We'll get to one of your pissing and shitting, sucking and fucking questions now that you love so much. I get a lot of emails. JD, you don't know this because I'm the keeper of the emails.
You won't share the password with me, which is smart.
I've shared the password with you.
I'm kidding.
It's the same password as our YouTube password, so you know I've shared it with you.
Okay, so
you can go in there at any time.
Yeah. I will if you want me to.
Forward you more things. No, I don't want you to. I don't want you to. That's not my birthday gift to you. But so this woman, Sari, wrote in and said, "Hey Matt, I modified Is This Good to work as one of my department's bi-weekly coffee chats and thought you might be interested to see the results." Now, you know this is a good email because the results is hyperlinked. So I click on it and it's a very professional PowerPoint, perhaps a keynote, I don't know.
Okay.
Of Is This Good questions and graphs, and she sent these topics out to her coworkers, and then they voted in a Google form. Then she created the graphs, and so what did she say here? I randomized a list of people's names and gave each person a chance to defend their answer for one question. But for most questions, other people wanted to chime in and discuss. It was tough to moderate because I wanted to let people chat, but we had a time limit. The 30-minute meeting went at least 40 minutes, and we could have used a whole hour, to be honest.
Tell me
Everyone
about
had a really good time. And said I set the bar high for future coffee chats.
Wow. Cool.
Cheers.
Nice.
Again, that's from Sari in Toronto. So, she asked like classic Is This Good questions like tipping on takeout or, letting dogs kiss you on the mouth, creating an Instagram profile for your pet. And at the end, she gave out awards for certain people in the office.
Oh, okay.
So, Sharon got the Unyielding Award. That's because she answered not good to 12 out of 18 questions.
Wow.
Yeah. Olga got the Golden Retriever Award for answering good to 15 out of 18 questions.
Golden Retriever, I like it.
They're really nice awards.
And Tassia got the Free Spirit Award for commenting "Live your life, who cares" on 7 questions. Now, this is where I want to discuss further because Tassia and people like her, free spirits like her, are the enemies of Is This Good? Right?
If libertarians get out of here.
Well, if we start growing more free spirits, the show's going to end. Because, you could say, who cares? Live your life. to every single thing we've ever brought up on this show.
That's true.
And frankly, you could say it to literally every problem that your friend comes to you with, or you could go out for a restaurant and someone could be like, oh, this pie sucks. And they could be like, well, that's just your opinion.
Right.
Live your life. Oh, this movie was terrible. You shouldn't go see it. That's just your opinion. Live your life.
Yeah.
You sound like a real pill, Tazio. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. Come on.
So now that we know that these free spirits are enemies to the Is This Good project, scientifically deciding which things are good and not good in this world,
Yeah.
we have a new person at this table. And I need to know with great certainty that Rachel is not a Tassia. She's not a free spirit.
Oh, this could make or break her. She could be off the show after this.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, Rachel, some questions that we've asked on the show before that Sari asked in her office PowerPoint meetup get to know ya game that she was playing.
Okay.
And if now JD, I know you're not at the controls, but if she answers live your life, who cares to any of these, I need you to jump up, run across the room, and slap the microphone out of her hand.
I doubt very much that that's going to happen, but you never know.
Okay, good to hear. All right, so let's start with this one, Rachel.
Okay.
Letting kids win at games, is this good? Give me your just gut reaction here.
Well, I'm trying very hard to get the family game day back, which we tried for a while.
Okay, can you just
who's
answer
resisting?
the question?
Who's resisting? I want to know.
Well, I mean, they're very specific. I don't like this game. I like this game. And then everybody's so exhausted by the end of the discussion. We're like, forget it. We're not playing. So if we do start playing and they start to lose interest because one of us maybe is throttling them.
She's talking about Scrabble. I feel like she's talking about Scrabble.
No, but like any of the games, even pickleball, when we've taken them to the court, where I'm like, okay, stop. There's got to be a little joy in the competition where you're kind of winning now and then. You may not win in the end, but you're feeling good about the play, right? If you're just getting your ass kicked every time, you don't want to go back and play that game with your family.
Hold on, you're telling me
Okay,
that your two in prime of their life athletic sons can't beat you at pickleball?
No, definitely not.
What about placement, Rachel? Get you moving around the court. There's no way you have the lateral mobility to beat them.
My knees hurt for a reason, Matt.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying, like, sometimes when we're playing a game...
Just say not good or good. One or the other.
I can't.
Binary.
I can't because in the end, we don't, just let them win. We don't just let them win. But there are times where I'm like, maybe helping them.
Cut her mic, JD. Cut her mic. She's not answering the question.
Well, I wouldn't let them win. But
Okay,
I would
so you're
also,
saying not good.
Right, but I would
good.
also not be like, fuck you, I just kicked your ass.
Okay, but that's not
part of the
different.
question.
That's different than... Rachel, just be honest.
Well, I help them sometimes in the
But
game.
you never let them win.
No.
Not once have I ever seen you...
I've helped them through it and coached them like, yeah, do it this way.
Well, there's a difference between encouraging and letting them win, but I've never seen you let them win at anything.
Well, no, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to take away
Okay, so
from
it's not good. That's the answer to the question. This is how this works. You gotta say your answer first. The first thing out of your mouth has to be good or not good, and then you can say all this bullshit afterwards,
But
okay?
if you ask me a question, I have to work through it in my head, too.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
Okay, you want to
that's
talk it
fine.
out, that's fine, but let's get to it quicker.
JD, is this how you've wanted to speak to every guest we've had on the show? Is this like wish fulfillment for you?
Sometimes.
Happy
yes.
fucking birthday.
Well, we've all been there. Okay, fine. Letting kids win at games is not good, says Rachel, who has two kids and has never let them win at anything.
That's right.
So it should have really been a
I've
layup.
helped
Now I'm scared.
them.
I'm scared for the rest of these questions. Okay, dating a coworker, is this good?
How much can I talk about this first?
Say whatever you want.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, as you know,
Get my water bottle out for this one.
Well, Jason and I met in the workplace, and we were friends for a while.
Yeah.
Say the name. of the workplace?
Eastside Mario's.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. That's right.
Yeah, so you know what? I guess we were kind of at a lateral position. He wasn't my boss.
No.
So if he was my boss, no. But as a lateral position, it's fine. I guess the problem arises if he gets into a higher position than me. Then it's weird, because then it's, a bit of a weird power.
Or you could
thing.
get
missionary.
Yeah. Or backwards cowgirl. Wait, what? Sorry.
So but I think that, yes, there is sort of the issue of a superior dating an inferior. That can't be the right way to say it. A subordinate, I guess that's the right way to say it.
But also, I think it's different workplaces. Like at restaurants, you often leave within 6 months. So you can say goodbye to that weirdness. But if you're in an office space, you might want to be there longer because, there's room for movement or...
Mm-hmm.
And then it's weird because then you have to see it's a smaller environment. And yeah, I mean, working at Supersonics, that would have been weird to get something going with one of those people that you see, every day.
Luckily you were married already.
Yeah, that's true.
Which this is a sound editing company for everybody.
JD, eyes rolled. You're setting the record on Is This Good for eyes rolled.
Have you ever worked in a restaurant, Matt?
No, I haven't. To my great shame, to be honest.
But shame.
There's a lot of sex happening between the employees.
Well, I don't know that that's the way it is now.
Maybe not
We
now.
haven't been worked in a restaurant since 1999.
Yeah.
Now there's just exchanging of political pamphlets, Rachel. It's all very sophisticated.
So civilized.
No, of course I know the horniness of the bar and restaurant, the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to have participated in that. Mm-hmm. And I've also would have loved to do it so that now I could actually have an opinion on anything that happens in a restaurant without someone being like, well, did you ever work in a restaurant? No. I never directed a movie either, but I still have opinions on those.
Yep. That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so dating a coworker, you're in on it. I mean, if you did work in a business, somewhere that was quote unquote more of a career, and you were truly into Jason, do you think you would have not hooked up because you would have been like, I don't want to be people gossiping about us, or what if it goes wrong? Then we have to.
No, I mean, again, it would be weird if it was higher, at a lateral.
Higher up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still would have went
fine
for
with
it.
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of were friends for a while first. I mean,
That's how it happens, folks.
you took me and Denise home after that ridiculous night of drinking at the staff party where I was holding my own hair back and puking in the toilet, and my best friend was we were in the large wheelchair bathroom, and she had laid out a Kleenex on the floor and was barfing on the Kleenex.
All right.
Oh
I'm sure Denise.
And wait, and JD took both of those ladies home?
I took them both home.
All the way
To your house?
No,
North
I took
York.
them home.
Oh. And then you stepped in and said, do you need any help? Maybe a light bulb that needs changing or something?
We were a
Anything
mess.
else I could screw in?
I don't even think I got out of the cab.
Yeah, but you were very
wait, so then
kind.
that's not the... So, you just said you took that as like, this guy's a good guy. Now I can give it up for him, as they say.
It took a few months to come to that realization.
Really? Interesting. I'm surprised. What, do you want to tell us the first night you met story? Like the first night you hooked up or went on a date story?
Honestly, the first time I realized, I just looked at him at the bar and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, why do I feel weird looking at him now? After all these months, it was like that. The weird good.
And JD thought, why is this chick fucking looking so weird at me?
Yeah, what the hell? I've seen that look before, Matt.
I'm sure
took
you
advantage, full advantage.
Okay, well that's a great story. You guys, you wouldn't have come up with the show How I Met Your Mother, because that's not a good story.
No, it's not.
In fact, I'm hesitating to even call it a story.
It's not a story.
It's not a story. Now, there is obviously a story that you don't want to tell. We will get it out of you eventually. But first, we got to do some housekeeping. If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. You will get ad-free episodes. You will get access to our thriving community on Discord. You will get an exclusive episode every month. You will have access to live stream hangouts. And you will have my sword. Send me emails at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Could always use some good emails. Actually, the inbox is a little empty right now. Send me some topics now, but good topics. I mean, if you're on the fence as to whether it's good, send it anyways. I'll reply. I'll be the judge of that. Mm-hmm. But I need some topics. Okay. There's sometimes when it's like, I have so many topics. And now I'm like, we're only really doing 2, quote unquote, actual is this good topics in most shows now, right? Yeah. So they have to have somewhere to go. Like they have to be able to be discussed for at least 8 minutes, I would say.
Well, I think that people could send settle thises as well.
Of course.
And unpopular opinions, always a banger.
Always fun. Yeah. So do that. And subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We're at 381 now, JD.
Ooh.
Remember a couple shows ago I said we were at 344 and I wanted to get to 400?
Yep.
And I said you've one show to do it. Well, this has at least been the 3rd show. But we're at 381 now. So we're inching closer. So leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It does help people find the show. Do I know that for a fact? No.
Couldn't hurt.
It's just something I've always heard from other podcasters. No one knows anything about podcasting.
That's true.
How do you get a podcast to be bigger? We'll get people to leave reviews. That helps. Helps with the rankings. Keep a schedule. Keep a set schedule.
Yeah.
Release at the same day, same time. Well, guess what? We've been doing all that.
And our numbers are going up.
Well,
kinda.
No? I don't know.
All right.
Much like the emails, where it's somewhat of a plateau.
Okay.
Now we're on a new hosting platform. We'll see if that does anything. True. No, just kidding. But it's going fine. But just tell people about the show. Tell them to listen. What's the problem?
It's hard to grow a podcast, Matt. It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard to grow a podcast. But we've had people that email in saying that, I forget his name, but him and his brother-in-law, whenever they go to family dinners, they discuss this good topics at the table. We've got Sari being the hero of her fucking office, as if she just brought in like 800 Timbits. People are singing her praises because she just did this is this good exercise. There's obviously something here.
Yeah.
Are they subscribing?
Yeah, is everyone in that office subscribing, Sari?
I think that should be part of it. It's like, oh, by the way, you should like and subscribe to this podcast.
But maybe she's not, because then she'll be like, then they'll listen and know I just took all these topics from them, and then I won't be the office hero anymore.
There is sometimes I feel like ownership of shows that I like, and I don't actually want to tell people about it.
Interesting. Like a band, a cool new band.
Exactly.
They're your thing.
That's right.
If your mother starts talking about them, then you're like,
Exactly. It's like when your fragrance shows up at Shoppers Drug Mart or Target, It's not exclusive anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. And I would say, what fragrance would you say this show is? I'd say it's no more than a Drakkar Noir. That's the best we could hope for.
I would go, we're as high as a Davidoff Cool Water.
I think we're like an incense stick that they sell at like a bodega, and on the front it says like pussy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're going down.
I don't know if they mean for that to mean like this smells like that, or this will get you that, or put someone in the mood for that. Right. I don't really know what's going on in the freaky incense names in a bodega.
Or if you have a 13-year-old cat with a thing on its chest, light this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New fragrance called Two Pussies. One cat, two pussies. Okay, is this good? The incense pussy of podcasts. You heard it here first. Rachel, let's get back to asking you some questions.
Okay.
Owning a vanity license plate. Now I know you have. I'm gonna give you some time while I say this. I said on a recent show that you have more bumper stickers than really anyone should have. So do you take it to the next level and create your own bumper sticker, in a sense, a vanity license plate?
No. I mean, if it's funny, I like them. I mean, I was driving behind someone today and it said Tom Riddle. I'm like, why? Like,
the Harry Potter character?
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, that's dedication. It's not funny. I mean, entertain me. I like a funny license plate.
What's your best bumper sticker right now?
Oh, well, I like the stuff we get from Paris. The oh my God, the underground.
The catacombs.
There we go.
So it's
the catacombs bumper sticker. What does it say?
It just says catacombs. It has some skulls on it.
That's pretty cool. It looks cool.
Okay. You don't have anything funny like a honk if you're horny, or a
No, I don't.
You know, funny comedy.
I did.
Or,
I did take a picture of a bumper sticker that was like really crude about pussy, and I meant to send it to Jason, and I sent it to my 70-year-old friend that I was met at the dog park all the time. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Mary. That was not meant for you. It was pretty nasty too. It was like, oh my God, where does this guy, like, the confidence in this fucking a-hole with his, it was Pussy Magnet or something, Pussy.
Oh, Pussy Magnet. And he was driving a Chevette.
And it had like naked women graphics on it. I'm like, wow. And Mary.
Pussy magnets, how do they work?
They stick to your bumper.
The age-old question.
So what did Mary say? What did Mary say? I'm swallowing some iron now.
She literally moved to Portland.
I got things moving a little faster that day. She didn't need the Metamucil.
Okay.
But no, she was fine. She's like, you know, just a LOL, no problem. But no details of her really enjoying that, which I think Jason would have loved it.
Yeah, you could have still sent it to me.
I think I did.
No, she was nervous by that point.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not messing with this device at all today.
So we're going no on vanity license plate. Are there not that as common in Atlanta, I find, as they are in California? As we discussed on the show, I believe with Amir Blumenfeld when we did that topic, but he has one.
Yeah.
He thinks it's cool, but his is basically an advertisement for his podcast company.
What? So what does it say again?
Headgum.
Oh, it literally just says headgum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But the problem, of course, is that like Amir's a nice guy, a regular guy.
He's a regular
Amir's
guy.
a regular cool guy.
Yeah.
But we negatively associate vanity license plates with like the guy that has the Porsche, and the vanity license plate is like vroom or something, and he's a dickhead and he's a terrible driver.
Right.
You know, because I guess it's like, well, you got to pay extra for those, so it's these douchebags with these fancy cars that are driving terribly that have them. But
yeah.
I guess, Rachel, you have the same association or a similar association.
I mean,
you think they're not
you
good.
make me laugh. Get them all you want. I'm just not going to pay extra for it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. There you have it.
You know what a good one for us to get would be, is this good?
That's true.
Because
Can you put a question mark on a vanity license plate?
I don't think so. But you know, the question is implied. Is this good?
Yeah.
And you're asking if my RAV4 is good.
Or is my driving?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many letters you can get in Georgia, but we should figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we'll pay for you to, because the podcast is doing so well.
Okay.
We will pay for you to get that license plate.
Well, we could both get it because you're California.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then if I ever drive back to Georgia, we could park them right next to each other and take a hilarious picture.
That'd be so good. Your Elantra next to my RAV4.
Ooh, what year are you working with?
2016.
Whoa, baby, I got you beat. I'm in the 2020s. 2020 to be precise.
Wow. Things are good in the Austin household.
That's right. Least did have to purchase due to
lack of inventory.
And car prices going up. But anyways, Rachel, let me ask you one more, because this one is the true litmus test for is this good. We've talked about it a bunch of times. Reclining your seat on an airplane. Is this good? Where do you fall?
I can already feel my blood boiling right now. No, and no. And the only way it's okay is if the person in front of you has put theirs back and you have nowhere to go. Because specifically coming back from Paris, there was a douchebag in front of us. And he would not move his seat up even when the food came. And I had to ask him so Jackson could eat. And he...
Please, sir, my son is very hungry.
And he gave me a dirty look every time and reluctantly did it. I'm like, you're such a piece of shit. What is wrong with you? He even had his son with him beside him. I'm like, okay, clearly you should, like, your kid would like to eat his food. What are you doing?
Sorry, Lincoln needed the tray table to take down those 2 Biscoffs.
No, this is an international flight. This was full meal.
Yeah, it was 2 meals.
Yeah.
Like, I had to ask him more than once. I'm like, you don't remember from the last time. And then before we landed, I noticed he was listening to Daft Punk, and he's like a 60-year-old man probably. I'm like, I don't know if I like you more because of this or think you're more of a dickhead because you're rocking out to
Daft Punk are French. Maybe he was French.
Yeah, he was definitely French.
He was definitely.
Oh.
He was definitely
Right.
French, and I'm going to pretend that's why he only spoke to me in shitty looks and not words. Like, ugh. Anyway.
He's definitely talking about you on a different podcast.
Yeah, totally. It's fine.
This American woman, she has no joie de vivre. If I want to have a glass of Bordeaux and lean back, how should I not?
Lean back 2 inches.
Yeah.
That guy was short, too. He was short.
There's
no
another
reason.
fucking...
No offense. No offense.
No, our community has the right to recline.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's another one of these... Well, no, I don't agree with reclining either. Rachel, you'd love to fly on Curmudgeon Airlines that JD and I invented.
Yeah.
What were the rules for Curmudgeon Airlines? No putting
carry
your seat
on
back.
Yeah, no putting your seat
And
back.
no
carry
carry-on.
on. And I can't remember whether there was a third one.
And you could smoke.
You could smoke, yeah. Wait,
No,
you
I
could
don't know if
smoke?
that's true. No, I'm just saying that because that'd be fun. Fun way to pass the time.
Yeah. There was also this... You board it like a bus. So you go onto the tarmac, and then you get on it like a bus. And you leave your bag there next to... Like you would at a bus, you know. And then the porter puts on... So there's no carry-on.
There's no waiting. There's no waiting.
There's no waiting. There's no fuss, no muss.
Yeah.
We're on a new frontier. I know there's already an airline called Frontier, but this airline is New Frontier.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel. So that's there's a new one of these, by the way. I just saw it came up. It was even on the news. Like someone filmed an argument on an airplane this week of a woman yelling at a guy because she had reclined her seat and the guy kept kicking her seat. And then when they were getting off the plane, and then it cuts back to like the KTLA or whatever the fuck it is, local news, and there they say the desk and the guys. It's like now. It can be annoying when people do put their recline their seats, and then it cuts to the other guy at the desk, and he's like, I have to say, it can be annoying, but if the seat wasn't meant to recline, why does it recline? Why does it recline?
You're right.
I was like this attitude of like, if I can do something, doesn't matter how annoying it is,
Right.
Yes.
then I should be allowed to do it.
Yeah, I mean they have to address that it's to create the illusion of freedom and movement you're stacked in like cattle. You know what I mean? Like that's why they recline. It's an illusion, people.
Yes, it's the lollipop that they give a child at the dentist.
That's exactly right.
All right, a couple of quick things I want to talk to you about before we go. Did you see? Well, I sent you this New York Times headline that says "Stereo Speaker Battles Blair Celine Dion Tunes." This is an insane headline. Okay, it didn't even make sense to me as I was just reading it.
I know.
I'm going to try it again. Stereo Speaker Battles Blair Celine Dion Tunes. I see why I'm not doing it right. Stereo Speaker Battles Blair Celine Dion. No, fuck. Stereo Speaker Battles Blair Celine Dion Tunes and torment a New Zealand city. There we go.
Yeah, nailed it.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it.
So just to read you the first paragraph here. Imagine it's the middle of the night and you're jolted awake by the crescendo of a Celine Dion song that is blasting out of loudspeakers affixed to moving cars or bicycles. For residents of Porirua, New Zealand, this scenario is not hypothetical. About a year ago, people there began gathering for so-called siren battles, a homegrown subculture in which members of the Pacific Islander communities in New Zealand compete to see who can play music the loudest. Members of the Siren Club who organize the battles have described them as expressions of identity and community. But some residents say the events, which can run into the early morning hours and feature piercing frequencies, should be scaled back because they are too loud and disruptive. Mm-hmm. This is a crazy story because the first time I started looking, I was like, okay, well, this is a tradition. But it started a year ago.
Yeah. Well, traditions have to start sometime, All traditions have a starting point.
Why can't it stop at 11 p.m.?
Traditionally,
Well,
that's not what they
Mom,
do.
it's not part. Because, it sort of reminds me a lot of like the car showing here. in LA, like the car culture, like the hydraulics and polished chrome and all these old muscle cars.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that, and like part of it is a little bit transgressive. I think like you do it late at night, you do it where you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, at least we're not hurting people or being involved in gangs or doing drugs. I mean, look, you got to be. I'm sure. My heart will go on at the loudest volume it's ever been played in the world.
It could make someone murder someone. That's creating crimes. Like, if you haven't gotten any sleep for nights on end, like, you are hurting people. People need to get up and work and not want to murder everyone in their household because they're so exhausted. Yeah. That's hurting people.
Well,
that's fair.
Tell me if you see a problem with this response that the mayor gave to the New York Times.
Mayor Anita Baker. Which is amazing.
That's the problem. That's what I flagged that too. At the moment, there is no answer on how we'll fix it. Anita Baker, the mayor of Porirua, said in a telephone interview. Again, sweet love, na 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 na. It's fucking Anita Baker.
Yeah. She
Her
has
name
no
is
problem
Anita
with
Baker.
it. She'd be perfect. That's part of the thing is they need high pitch. Well, okay, I'm going to defend this. I think it's actually great for a number of reasons. First of all, when you watch the video, most of them are on bikes. Like they're old-timey like siren speakers, and they've mounted them to bikes like 1960s mods in Britain, but with the mirrors, but they're loudspeakers. And they have to be part of the competition is that they have to play them distortion free. If there's any distortion, you lose the competition apparently. So you have to get it loud but not distorted. That's not easy to do. And as a sound,
even though I am awoken every night by this very loud sound, I do admire the fidelity that they have achieved on such rudimentary speaker devices.
Exactly.
Why can't they just end earlier? That's the solution.
I mean, that's a solution, Anita. But Anita's waiting for her song to be featured because that's the thing. They need higher pitched songs. And that's why Celine is so popular with them because she sings high. I imagine Mariah's up there. Anita's a little bit more. She's a little bassier, a baritone-ish,
smoky voice,
a little smoky and sexy. But yeah.
But that's why I don't like it, because I guess to the people that are practicing this new tradition, like it's not a joke to them, right? Like they're saying, "Isn't it cool how loud I've gotten Celine Dion to sound?" But to the other people hearing it, it is a form of torture, and I don't like our national pride and joy being used as the oral equivalent of waterboarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. To Canada.
It's not fair.
Or to Celine. She's been through a lot in her life.
Are they dancing when Celine's on?
No, from what I can see, they look pretty like hard.
Oh.
Not like hard.
Yeah.
As a motherfucker.
Yeah,
not
there's
hard.
like, my heart will go on, but like all tatted up and all, muscles next to their bicycle that has these ridiculous speakers on them. Yeah.
Did you have a song that you would want played in this fashion? Or like if they said to you, all right, it's got to have no distortion and it's got to be high pitched to cut through the night.
Right.
What do you got? Yeah. Bruce Lee DJ? Hey, that finally came back around.
Hey.
Yeah.
I would go like I would go Violent Femmes, what's his name? Gordo. What's his name? The singer of Violent Femmes.
Like, why can't I get just one that song or Blister in the Sun?
Any of them. That whole album is great. But
they do have distortion on those.
It's acoustic. They're all acoustic instruments, and he's got a nice high pitched voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's all acoustic guitar. This brushes on a snare and a bass, like an acoustic guitar bass.
Okay, that's a good answer. I'll go with The Darkness. I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Good one.
Oh,
good one.
There's some distortion, but it's not too heavy, and that voice, it's a piercing voice.
Piercing.
I almost fell off the Peloton listening to Cody played is it called Eye of the Tiger by Katy Perry? Is it
it's Roar is the
Roar.
name of the
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right. Eye of the Tiger is something different.
Who can get that classic scene from Rocky where Katy Perry comes on?
And boy, that was banging.
Yeah, you cranked it.
Oh, what I got the Eye of the Tiger, that one.
Yeah, I got the Eye of the Tiger.
I don't know.
She's not high enough.
I don't see it in this context. I don't see it in this context.
Everybody would go crazy if they played it.
Like, why not in this context? Celine Dion's there.
But there's more drama and dynamic range in a Celine Dion song.
Okay. You know,
I don't disagree with that.
Is it because she's from Quebec? You're on.
No, I mean, if you want to sit here with a straight face and tell me that you can compare Katy Perry to Celine Dion, then that's fine, and that's your right as someone who happened to have this show recording in their garage, so it was very easy for them to show up.
Yeah, it's just anthematic. Is that the right word?
Anthemic?
Anthemic, that's the word I was looking for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, it is a fun, like one of those parent things where it's like, you're frustrated with your kid and you're like, could you do anything else right now? And then they're like, sure. And then the thing they come up with is even more annoying than the first thing.
Right.
Or it's like, don't touch your sister, and then you just go right up to her without touching her and say, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, at least we're not doing drugs. I was like, I mean, tie, you know, I don't know, as long as it's good, clean heroin. Like, let's say methadone. I'd rather they be doing methadone than hearing... There were nights when the wind was so cold at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep.
Again, put yourself to bed earlier, guys. Have your fun earlier.
Yeah, they're gonna have.
Simple.
You're right that they're gonna have to get some sort of ordinance or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how it's not. It's new. I mean, I thought nuisance law. I assumed it would be a law everywhere. I mean, you cannot play music as loud as you want in your backyard at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The cops will come.
Yeah. I know. It's maybe New Zealand
and they will start stripping. All right, one more headline that I had in the hopper for a while, so let's get to it now. The headline is from today.com.
Okay.
I guess, what is that? What is that?
It's
as in like the Today Show? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Today Show.
From the okay, but it's anyway, the headline is restaurants are charging vomit fee for guests who drink too many mimosas. Okay? That's a headline one can say easily. So San Francisco Gate first reported on a fee instituted at some Bay Area brunch spots that aim to curb patrons, often folks in their 20s, imbibing too much on bottomless mimosas during brunch. 3 popular brunch spots in the area have been dealing with folks drinking too much and ultimately getting sick, sometimes right at their table in the dining room. Kitchen Story, a restaurant that serves Asian-inspired breakfast and brunch in Oakland, California, has a sign in its bathroom directed towards anyone planning on chugging rather than sipping their mimosas. So this is what they have in the bathroom. Dear all mimosa lovers, please drink responsibly and know your limits. A $50 cleaning fee will automatically be included in your tab when you throw up in public areas. Thank you so much for understanding. So JD, as someone who has worked in a restaurant, obviously I can't comment on this because I haven't. And obviously, I'm going to guess someone that has puked in a public place, a bar at one point.
Me?
Yeah?
Never.
Not
once.
Okay, well, Rachel has. She just told us.
But that was a staff party. That was during a staff party. It was in a restaurant, but it was a staff Christmas party. So the restaurant was closed.
Okay, well, so then how do you feel about this charging you for vomiting?
I feel great about it, and I think $50 is way too low.
Yeah.
Like, it should be $350, at least.
Yeah. So he wants to charge you $350, but he wants the people waking you up every night playing you music to go scot-free. That's where this man's values are. Do you think that there's some dissonance between them charging you for puking due to drinking too much, but then also offering you all you can drink drinks?
I mean, there is a dissonance there for sure. But, you know, it's sort of like you're spoiling the party for all the rest of us who can handle our mimosas. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's a good test. It's a good test for you. It's a good test as an adult. You know what I mean? Go to brunch.
Oh, interesting.
I encourage you to go to brunch. I encourage you to take part in the all-you-can-drink mimosas. But I also encourage you to know your limit. And if you don't, if you get messy, you're going to have to pay the price. It's a good lesson to learn. And I'm surprised that the 20-somethings of today should have already learned this lesson. They should have learned it way back. You know what I mean? Like in high school.
Mm-hmm. Well, but there's I also don't really know why this is controversial, because I guess I never really thought about it, but if it doesn't have a sign, you could just puke anywhere in a restaurant, and then they'll just be like, oh, don't worry, we got that, sir.
I'm sure that has happened before. I mean,
but Uber, you have to pay for an Uber if you puke in it.
yeah, but that's a little different, because I wouldn't call Uber a public place. That's somebody's personal car, right?
So you're saying that's more justified?
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is justified as well. I think you should.
But the Uber car is their place of business, just as the restaurant is the place of business.
Right.
One could argue.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes perfect sense to me, to be honest.
Yeah. So who's complaining about this? The pukers?
Well, I think, anytime a fee goes up and they're saying
A fee for puke. I've been puking in this restaurant for weeks. And now, what is this on my bill? It's like, it's hilarious that it's come to this. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking
right.
Mike, another one. Another person has puked in our dining room on the patio. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, these mimosas are a terrible idea. Also, they're mimosas. Where it's not like all you can drink Jim Beam, like.
Yeah,
that's true. It could be the acid from the oranges. All that citrus, that could be the problem.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Also,
though, do you think? Hold on. They says $50 cleaning fee will be automatically included in your tab when you throw up in our public areas. Do you think that means if you puke in the bathroom, they're fine with it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But that's also not an easy clean. You clog the toilet. It's all around the bowl. It's still. I'm sorry, but the restaurant still has to clean that.
Do they?
Though I guess they couldn't charge you like, hey, if you take a real messy shit, that's $50. Like,
Right.
Now you are messing with our freedoms.
Yeah, it is. It's impossible to police as well.
But is this the only draw to the restaurant? Like, that's like
What, the paying for the puking?
no, the endless mimosas. What? Maybe don't sell them.
No.
No, you need it's the loss leader you need to bring people in for brunch.
Yeah, I love day drinking, as you know, and I love an unlimited mimosa. Every time I go to Mexico, there's a place that we go to, and it's once a trip. It's all you can drink mimosas. It's a lovely breakfast or a brunch place.
But how many would you have to drink to get that messy?
Yeah, I disagree with you. I also love day drinking, but I don't like all you can drink mimosas, because once you add it up, you have to have like at least 5 mimosas, and I don't want 5 mimosas.
Yeah, but what happens is I'll have 1 mimosa and the rest is champagne. But it's Mexico, though, so they're like,
yeah,
just
I don't know if they allow you to
and-
do that.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, well, it's pre-mixed in these pitchers, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would say to you.
Right, exactly. But
And the champagne is probably so bad you would never drink it on its own. That's why they have to cut it with orange juice. I'm talking about not in Mexico.
Oh,
at this
right.
place.
Well, it's not sparkling wine. It's not from
Prosecco.
the
or
region
whatever.
of Champagne.
Yes.
I had a recent puking experience where the daughter, she was maybe 2 at the time. We went out and she ate pizza, and then she puked the pizza all over the table.
Oh, okay.
Like,
How many
projectile.
mimosas had she had?
Too many.
Well, she was on her 4th one when I said, why didn't you just get the all you can drink? Now we're going to have to pay out of pocket for all these.
Right?
It's not making sense.
Sippy
But
cup
she
can only
can't
hold so
do
much.
math. She's 2 years old.
So what happened with the barf? Were they annoyed? or-
They were very helpful.
Yeah.
And we kind of tried to help. They put on gloves and helped. It was on a patio. But It was a nice-ish restaurant. And then as we were leaving, because we'd already paid, and then went back and put another 40 on the counter on the
Nice.
table. Said, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's what you do. That's how you handle it.
Then
and
people want you to puke if they're going to get tipped like that. I'm like,
no,
okay.
they don't.
I don't know.
They
It's
don't.
a safety. It is like they could get sick from
Yeah.
the sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's from a virus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But,
yes, they're heroes. They're heroes.
When I worked in Greece, the disco that I worked at, they,
God, you are old.
I know, there were minimum 5 barfs a night, random barfs a night. Just were-
Charge? Did you charge?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Just a giant push.
I'm surprised you're the enterprising owner of the hostel didn't start adding puke charges to people's bills.
He might now. He might actually, but yeah, it was very, very, and everybody. It was like everyone ate the same thing as well. So
right,
it all looked the same. It like every puke.
You were
from
upset?
five to 10 different people that all looked the same. No, it was just
variety,
interesting.
Please.
That's a nice little Benetton moment for you.
Yeah, it's just.
Or I guess Benetton is different colors, but
That's right.
I think there's a palette of colors, and we are united.
Yeah,
Puke united.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I think that's a lovely note to end on. Listen to next week's show coming out November 13th. Hold on a second. I'm just double checking that.
Yeah, that sounds
that
right.
is true. Okay, great.
It is right.
Guest is Georgia Love. Who's Georgia Love, you might ask? I don't really know. This is the first guest that has been recommended.
Oh. By
You know
whom?
what I mean? Like, someone emailed me and said, you got to have this person on.
Okay.
Looked her up. She has a very popular podcast about relationships.
Oh, all right.
So maybe we can get some relationship advice.
I need some advice in that.
Okay,
department.
Rachel, maybe submit a question, Rachel. And I think she might have been on The Bachelorette
Really?
Oh.
in Australia.
Oh, Australian Bachelorette.
If someone says The Bachelorette, do they mean the one where there's many bachelorettes?
No.
Or
She
would be The Bachelor.
So she was the
she was
Bachelorette.
I don't know. I got to figure it out.
Okay.
I got time.
We got time to
time to
research
figure it
this.
But would that excite you if she was?
Yes, of course. I'd love to hear about
Oh.
it.
Okay, great. Perfect. Well, there you go. Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I do need emails. Email them to me. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Let's get those reviews to 500. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. I don't have you written in my little one thank you line here, so this is me ad-libbing it. And I think
My
it's
pleasure.
going great.
My pleasure.
Alrighty then. Glad you're not a Tasia. This was JD and Matt reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week. No free spirits.